Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron. Welcome back to the Gamertron show. And I know, what the hell? This is a gaming channel. This is a gaming YouTube channel. I make videos about video games. Where the heck did this come from? Well, if I'm being totally honest, as much as I try to promote positivity and I try to be positive, I try to be uplifting, I try to promote happiness, really, with what I do on my YouTube channel and how I live my life, how I interact with people. But every once in a while, you go through some stuff in life and things get a bit hard. It's hard to be positive, it's hard to be happy, it's hard to be cheery when put in a situation where that simply can't be applied. Now, I'm still me, I'm still who I am, I'm still happy, I'm still positive, but I am also still a human being and I am susceptible to depression and sadness. And there's some stuff going on in my personal life that's made things hard. I'm going through a bit of a rough patch, but I want to take this rough patch, I want to take this hardship, this difficult time I'm going through, and still find a way to put a positive spin on it and try to help myself and others. So, as you can read by the title of this video, an element of what I'm going through right now, not the entirety of what I'm going through right now, but an element, a building block, a layer of what's happening in my life right now is I believe I might be in an abusive relationship with someone. And I kind of want to take what I'm going through and use it, channel it to do some good. I also want to clarify, when I say abusive relationship, I'm not talking about physical abuse. I'm talking specifically for my situation, what I'm going to be discussing in this video, emotional abuse. Now, I know immediately there's going to be some people that say, grow a pair, man up, your feelings don't matter, that kind of spiel. And while I would agree that your feelings don't matter in terms of political and social matters, that's what I disagree with, that's what I don't like, is when people take their feelings and try to influence the masses, try to influence law because of their feelings. And I think in terms of that, yes, your personal emotions should not affect society as a whole. Society should not cater to you because of your emotions. But to completely disregard emotions and the effect one human being has on another, our relationships, friendships, partnerships, we simply cannot ignore the fact that we as humans are emotional creatures, and it doesn't matter how much you say grow a pair, man up, we care about other people. And when people we care about do something or say something that's demeaning to us, that disregards us, that discredits us, you're gonna feel something. It's gonna hurt, especially if it's from someone you care about. If it's a total stranger, I can completely understand, and I myself do just brush that off when it comes from complete strangers. But when it's a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, you can act as emotionally cold and emotionally dead all you want. The opinions and feelings that others have towards us, they matter, because you care about them. And whether or not they care about you matters to you. Will that vary from person to person? Of course. And I shouldn't drone on about this much longer. This isn't the point of the video, but I want to address this quickly before I see someone in the comments saying, man up, grow a pair. Emotional abuse is real. Emotions matter on a personal level, in relationships. Emotions matter. I'm not talking about altering society for the sake of emotions. I just want to clarify that, because you simply cannot ignore the very real thing that is an emotionally abusive relationship, which is what I believe I find myself in. And the scary thing about abusive relationships is how insidious some could be. The abuser in question may not be abusive for the longest time that you know them, and then out of the blue they do a 180 and they're a completely different person on you. Then there's the times where they're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where it's constantly on and off, on and off. One day, they're the nicest person you've ever met. The other day, they treat you like utter garbage. And after doing a lot of research into abusive relationships, it's important to really examine how the person is treating you to determine whether this is an actually abusive relationship. Because you don't want to just go throwing accusations around. You gotta look at what you're saying, what you're doing, and what the person you're accusing of being the abuser is doing and saying. So I've done some research, and these are the very consistent points. These are the very consistent notes and traits of an emotionally abusive relationship that I've looked into and best relate to the situation I'm going through right now. First off, is your abuser a psycho-sadist? They literally feel better about themselves the more they put you down. Maybe they consistently humiliate you, criticize you, or embarrass you. They make you believe that you are the reason why the relationship is struggling, that you're the crazy one. They make you feel inferior by negatively comparing you to other people. Other aspects of being in an abusive relationship include hypercriticism, constant put-downs, guilt trips. The accuser bottles up emotion, and the accuser is inflexible and judgmental. These are some of the very consistent things I found online when looking up how to identify an abusive relationship, and these all very well describe the kind of what I believe to be abusive relationship I'm going through right now. Keep in mind, everything I just listed and talked about, it doesn't necessarily need to be a boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm more specifically talking about friendships. But of course, this can apply to family members as well. Doesn't matter the very specific type of relationship, an abusive relationship is an abusive relationship. To get into a bit more detail about my case, but I will not divulge any personal information. This person who I believe to be in an abusive relationship with, I've known for quite a while now. We've never had any real issues with one another. We'd have our little disagreements, our little spats, but they were nothing. They were one, done, moved on, no problem. Typical relationship stuff. Typical adult stuff. But now, as of recently, this person has been treating me completely differently than they used to. What used to be jokes and playful back and forth has transformed into constant put-downs, hypercriticism, guilt trips, and somehow making everything my fault. Like I said beforehand, we've had our little spats, our little disagreements, but it was no big issue, and I've always had the deepest respect for this person. I've greatly cared about this person. There's not a moment I can think of in our relationship where I wasn't kind, I wasn't respectful. I treated this person like every other person that I care about, with the utmost kind and respect. I've never been mean to this person. I've never lied to this person. I've done nothing bad to this person, and yet this person keeps making me feel like I'm the bad guy, like I've done something wrong. And this is very new for me. This is very new to me. It's very new than what I'm used to. I've never been in what could be described as an abusive relationship. It's why I had to go look this up, because I've never had a person treat me like this before, where they were all kind and respectful at first, and then out of nowhere, the constant put-downs, the hypercriticism, the guilt trips, and I just really don't know how to respond and react to it. At first I thought, like, water off a duck's back. I mean, I'll just let it happen. I'll be their personal punching bag until they get over whatever they're going through, but it hasn't stopped. It's kept going, and it's kind of escalated to the point where I genuinely feel like this person doesn't like me anymore, doesn't want me around anymore, but will not say to my face, I don't like you, I don't want you around anymore. Again, this is real odd to me. I've never encountered a person that's treated me like this. Like, I've had people that hate me. There are people out there who hate my fucking guts. For example, not lying here, no bullshit, back in high school, there was a student who tried to kill me multiple times. They despised me. They loathed me so much that they wanted me dead. And they were willing to kill me, murder me, in a public high school. Now, I know how to respond to, I know how to engage with someone who hates my guts and is honest about it. Straight to my face, I hate you, I dislike you. I went through that in high school. I go through it daily in the comment sections of my YouTube videos. In a clear-cut, simple situation like that, I'm just like, okay, you hate me? You hate me for no reason? Fine, no problem. I hate you too. You're an evil piece of shit. I want nothing to do with you. I will avoid you. Block you online. There, done. We can go on with our lives. But in this situation, in this abusive relationship I believe to be in, this is a person that has, up until recently, by all means treated me fairly and like any other person, like any other decent human being would. So for the longest time, I've known this person, for us to have a mutual respect for one another for the longest time, and now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this mutual respect is broken. I'm still kind and respectful to this person, but this person is no longer the same to me. Now, at first, I thought I was the crazy one. I did something wrong. This is something I did. I gotta make up for it. I gotta apologize. I gotta find out what I did wrong. But I've looked back. I've fought very hard about this. I've described the situation, not in full, no personal details, but I've described the situation to other people I care about. I've done the self-analyzing. I've looked deep and I've tried to see, have I done something wrong? Is it me? Did I do something? This person keeps saying to me, I'm the problem. This person keeps digging at me that I'm a bad person. I've looked and I've looked and I've tried and I tried. And the only way I could see any of this being my fault, my responsibility, that I'm somehow responsible for this shift in the relationship is if I lied to myself. Is if I lied to myself and said, yeah, this is my fault. That would be a lie. If I put this on me, if I accepted the guilt and the blame that this person is putting on me, then I would be lying to myself and I would be lying to them. Because I have not changed. I'm still me. How I have treated this person has not changed, but how they have treated me has changed. So I don't see how it's my fault that how they're treating me has changed, while how I have treated them has always remained the same. Despite the humiliation and the embarrassment, despite the constant put-downs, despite the criticism, despite the guilt trips, despite making everything my fault, I have still remained kind to this person. I have still complimented them, respected them, put them up. I have still treated them the way I've always treated them throughout this relationship, even though how they are treating me in this relationship has absolutely changed. But again, this is bizarre for me. This is a new experience for me. I don't know exactly how to handle or to resolve the situation, which is why I feel I need to do more research. I need to talk to more people, because I value this relationship enough that I don't want to do anything drastic before I'm 100% sure, and I'm still not 100% sure. I still don't know if this person regrets the way they're treating me. I don't know if there's been a misunderstanding and this person is treating me this way because they believe I have wronged them in some way. Again, I don't know. There's many different ways this situation could go, and it's a very fascinating situation to say the least. But now here comes the most important part of this video. Has anything I have described remind you of something that's going on in your life or in the life of someone you know? Because emotionally abusive relationships are a real issue. They can really damage some people. They can screw some people up to the point where they can never live life normally ever again. Whether some people want to admit or not, humans are emotional creatures, and how we treat each other can affect someone in unpredictable ways. And I genuinely, truly want to know in the comment section down below, I want you to leave a comment on what you think of my situation, on what you think of emotional abusive relationships as a whole. Have you been in one? Do you know someone who's been in one? Even though my channel is a gaming channel and I'm probably never going to make another video like this again, I do think that based on what's going on in my life, and in order to talk about the really serious things, the really serious issues going on in life and in our family lives and in the lives of our friends, our friendships, it's important we sometimes we gotta put down the hobby, we gotta put down the entertainment, and we gotta talk about and we gotta focus on the really real issues. So again, I want to know, this is important, in the comment section down below, do you believe me to be in an abusive relationship? If so, what do I do? What do you recommend? Were you in an abusive relationship? What did you do? Do you know someone who's been in an abusive relationship? What did they do? What did you do? I really want to have an important dialogue with you all on how to deal with this, how not just how I can deal with this, but how we can all deal with this and how we can help each other deal with this if we come across this hardship in life. I want to thank you, all of you who have listened to this over 13-minute long rambling that I truly do hope helps someone out, and again opens a meaningful dialogue and conversation about this really very real, very damaging issue. I love video games. My channel is going to continue to be about video games. I'm not all of a sudden going to become an emotional therapist channel, but I really do believe that this is an important video to make, not only for my sake, but for the sake of others. Again, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this whole thing. If you like the video in any way, shape, or form, hitting the like button helps. Sharing the video on social media, Twitter and Facebook, helps especially. And that's been a video. Thank you again so much for watching. I really needed this, and again, I really hope this helps. I'll see you all later in a much more uplifting, more positive video about video games. Later.